Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel, and we're back again where we're trying to be better than Wilhelm, where we're still fighting the Americans after our total invasion failure. We are setting up for our second invasion. We will be trying to hit the soft underbelly of the United States, and we will try to take Charleston and move across the south. Try to retake Tampa Bay, and try to move our way towards New Orleans and maybe Atlanta. With all their divisions now heavily fortifying the northern states, they need, well, less troops down here to defend, which makes it a prime target, needless to say. Now, we will be trying to pretty much solely focus on our war with the United States. We will likely not need to focus on any other fronts right now other than this one particular front, which, obviously speaking, is, what's needed. So, as you can tell here, a lot of colonial troops just disembarked in Charleston, which means a lot of weak colonial units will be probably fortifying in the city because they have not produced any other infantry across, well, pretty much everywhere else. So, with that in mind, we're going to try and use that to our advantage. Perhaps. So, right now, it is time for us to lock in and try to get some of this damage going. Now we are producing more divisions in Germany as well, loosely produce. We're not max producing, but we will be definitely producing as much as we can. Just in case if this second invasion fails, which I hope it doesn't. But if it does, it means that we will have to be making moves on Mexico. And I mean invasion of Mexico. Now, I have thought about this originally, which was to attack Mexico, make a foothold, build up my infantry there, and then move to the north. But I figured it wouldn't be too bad, but, it is what it is. So, we will have to make do with that. Yes, we will. So we will go ahead and move down here to Hamilton with this fleet, as we do have a right of passage with the UK. We can get away with that. And since we will be far away from the eyes of the American AI, they do not yet know what our plans are. They do not know our posturing, or where we're going to be hitting next. So that is our, well, big plus of sorts. Now we have Deutschland classes being able to be produced. So we will definitely try to produce. So now I could tell like some strategists and stuff that would watch will be like, well, why don't we hit Hawaii? We have exerting naval power here. We do have brigades and infantry here, 8-8. But here's the thing about the American colonial troops. The American colonial troops are as strong as their normal troops. They are 10-10, even as colonial troops, they are 10-10. The only difference is that over here, the mainland troops have 10 blocks of health, or I mean 9 blocks of health, while these guys here have 5. So they are weaker health-wise, organization-wise, you could say. However, they are still just as strong. So producing a colonial fleet is pretty much necessary, but it does take some time. It takes a lot more time because of resources. You need steel and coal, and obviously I have to fight the Dutch for coal here to make the Kaiser Wilhelmsland to be able to be viable enough to produce actual warships. I can make coaling stations to make good ships, but unfortunately without that iron, it's very not good. I could also fight the Spanish to take Milan, or the Philippines in general, and we can produce pretty much ships here, but these will not be able to produce those ships because they do not have access to coal. I can take Taiwan here to get the same stuff, but again, projecting power in the Pacific as a colonial power, well, that's pretty much only for the British and maybe the French. So, it is definitely something to keep in mind, regardless. So, we have pretty much disrupted the naval power coming out of the United States at this present moment by continuously prodding bombardments, ensuring that there is no ships, capital ships inside those cities, which is definitely a good thing. That is a really good sign. This is progress. This is definitely progress. Truly, truly a lot of progress. So, now we gotta wait for our invasion fleet. So, we'll be passing a lot of these turns. Because of that particular reason. Because there is really not much for us to do at this present moment other than build up industry, build up capital, build up everything that we pretty much relatively need, and go from there. So, we got Deutschland classes being produced. That does help quite a lot. They are Virginia killers at this point. They are relatively decent. And Charleston has their naval base back up, I think, because I missed. That is a very good indication when there is a naval base produced and not produced. But I could be mistaken. But it's always something that you have to assume. Say, you can make assumptions of naval bases because of that. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's there, but it gives you a vague idea that before attacking the city, I have to ensure that every defensive building that prevents bombardment is done. Not there. Non-existent. But, other things too. But still, that is the number one. Alright, so what we'll do here, because they want me to pay more money, that's fine. You can see that they've just switched out their good units for their shitty colonial units to hold Tampa Bay because they know that it's worthless and it's not worth the heavier infantry to hold. So they are switching out garrisons, which obviously reinforces the statement that it's not very protected, nor is it really, something that they're really willing to protect. So we'll go ahead, and they are going to try and get into New York, which I have blockaded it. They will not be able to make it into New York. And as such, we will demolish them. We shall demolish this fleet because they cannot make it into the city. So we'll dispatch of them. Skadoosh. Boom. That one's done. And now there is just one lone little steam transport that is gone. Elite, 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 and elite is a good sign because I believe a elite warship allows me to build another building that will give me naval infantry, I believe, if I win a victory with it. So it is ha 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 ha, very good. Yes, very, very, very good. Alright, let's put those there. We'll keep defending China. We're gonna plan our next invasion, which is going to be Portugal, I believe. That is the plan. We'll be fighting Portugal after this because we will have a lot of divisions by the end of this. We'll also be fighting Mexico. And perhaps building up to make landings in the UK. UK owns pretty much the entirety of the world at this point. And if we're going for domination, we have to take as many British possessions as possible, including their African and their Australian colony, their Canadian colony, well, Dominion, whatever you want to call it at this point. I believe colonies still, but I could be wrong. They are definitely not free. But yeah, it is definitely something that we need to take care of. All right, our fleet should be right up here in the very top corner, just making its way south towards Hamilton. Yeah. Yes. Like I said, this game is kind of like chess. You gotta play it very, very strategically, really smart. My first invasion was not necessarily smart. I admit it was not, but it gave me at least some bit of advantage, just not big advantages, just not the right advantage. So we'll have to make up for that. Yeah, we'll have to make up for that. Yeah, I can see their little transport ships moving in and around. Yeah, the big problem with trying to invade from the Pacific, which you can already tell that I'm very reluctant to do, is because they do probably have a navy on the West Coast that will blast steam transports to hell, and I can't really produce any escorts either, so we have to play it relatively safe on the West Coast right now. Which is rather unfortunate because I'd like to use a West Coast invasion to my advantage, but unfortunately I do not think I'll be able to. Shit. There they come. They're coming through Canada now. And they will be going down here, and we'll hit them probably right here in the forest. We'll land in the forest because that is a defense. That is a defensible tile. I believe it is a 50% increased defense, and since I will not have any fortified units, I'm gonna need all defense I can get. Yeah. Definitely, because there is going to be a lot. Now, I'm pretty sure I have 20 troops, and I believe 12 of them are infantry, so they might be able to hold, but I don't know how well. It is very hard to defend on tiles with some of these tiles. Now, if I can get on a hill with a forest like that, that will help quite a bit. But as it stands, a forest is going to probably be the best option to hold. So it's either down here in the south or right here. There's a river here, which they will have to cross, which is extra defense. But if they are smart as they are, they'll go into the city and attack me from there, where there is no river crossing. So they will not be able to take the defensive damage there. So, yeah. Attacking through river is, I believe, a 25% defense on the defender, and from a force, I believe it's 50. So if I can utilize both as a 75% increased defense, and if I have them in a fortified state, that is, I believe, 100 defense. So it is definitely something to, well, take care for. But we will see how well this second invasion does. This is one of those invasions that will make or break this invasion, this war. If I cannot win this invasion force with this invasion force, we'll have to unfortunately sign a peace and move towards Mexico and try to prep for round 2. Yes, so Zimmerman code can help, but yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know how well it will help at this present moment in time. So, yeah. 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 Okay. Get a coal mine in Berlin. Financial institution. I need more gold. Because I am producing a lot of units, I need more gold. A lot more of that for maintenance. Yeah. So we're still making some decent bombard progress across Boston. New York, kind of iffy. But you can see here with their population, they're not producing any militias because they don't see the need to produce militias. Because, well, there's no landing force, there's no ground force that's gonna attack them, so they don't see the need to produce a bajillion damn militias. But, yeah. Just a few more turns. And then we'll bombard the hell out of Charleston. Hope that we can bring everything in that city down to 1 HP, make a landing, and hopefully hold against this new tide of, well, bullshit to come my way. I'm hoping I just have enough infantry to be able to hold. I do have a lot in these ships, but yeah, it's gonna be iffy. just a little bit iffy. But there are no ships in these harbors, so that's a plus. Okay, so let me take a quick gander here. So we have a lot of infantry. We have pretty much everything here is infantry, except for 6 cavalry, I think. I think I read that right. 6 cavalry, and the rest are there. Oh, okay, yeah. Alright, so we are now in the next phase. Now, what we're going to do here is do these, we'll do this, we'll do that. As you can see, I am rushing these particular ones because they have wonders in them. Now, wonders help quite a bit, and we're solely focused on that at this present moment, and then with those already focused on, we'll get the rest. So yeah, what you want to do is you want to set up your you really want to set up your science to pretty much double down on getting more wonders, because those wonders will give you free tech, and free tech is good. Is good. is the best. All right, let's start producing more battleships, dreadnoughts, as you would in this timeline, in this time era. More dreadnoughts, more dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts carry the way. Capital ships. Now, there will be a time where cruisers and heavy cruisers, battle cruisers, will be better than battleships. But battleships are a show of strength. They don't do a whole lot in terms of bombard damage versus what cruisers and battle cruisers can do. But the reason why we're going so heavily on battleships in the very early game is because they can hold against pretty much what the other AI can give. So as long as we can hold out against other battleships and stuff, we're going to produce more capitals. But after a while, you'll find that, you know, if you can get a battleship to do 3 bombard, but also at the same time, whilst at the same time, I should say, you can get a battle cruiser that will be able to bombard a city 5 times in one go. So there are pluses and minuses across the board, and why certain things are better than other things. But obviously, it is all, you know, how it's supposed to be, really. Yes. So a looks like Pacific Fleet of sorts from the Americans has made its way to China to destroy a road. Okay. Harassing my worker. Wow. Impressive, America. Very, very impressive. It cannot destroy that worker unit, so I don't know why it tried. So. Oh, yeah. Okay. And now, what we'll do is we'll move here. Yes, and then we'll move into towards Charleston now. Alright, so as you can see here, they want to do a peace treaty. Now, I'm going to ask for a city, right? I can ask for a city. And as you can see here, Tampa Bay. They're not going to take the deal because it's a city. They cannot take cities. So now they're posturing, telling me that I should give up because their 2 battleships have made it into a very, very weak spot of my empire. Oh no, they're attacking and harassing Fushao. I am quaking in my boots, bro. Don't hurt me. Those are losses that I'm willing to make. As I am ground pounding your damn city into fucking scrap. Alright, we'll go ahead and move in. And we'll have them sit very, very patiently on the water. Because I do want them to weaken that city quite a bit before I really go in. Now, I really wish I did have a naval infantry. That would definitely make things a lot easier. A lot easier. So we're going to settle because I know they're going to go into the city first to attack me, so the river is not going to provide me much support. So I will go towards the south and hang out in the forest. You know where you are? You in the jungle, baby. You're in the jungle, baby. You're in the forest, baby. The pine forest. You're gonna get pine all. You're gonna smell like pine, baby. You're gonna smell like pine. All right. Oh no, they're I knew it. I knew they're gonna have one naval infantry and they're going to try to take my city. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. That is, yeah. That is going to be a problem for the Dane colony down there. I don't care. I don't care about the Dane colony down there. It's not mine. Necessarily speaking, it's not mine. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bombard the fuck out of the city. Bombard the hell out of Charleston. And we're going to effectively cause as much damage as possible before making our landings. Wow. They really poured all their troops out, didn't they? Yeah, they did, didn't they? There's a lot of weak home guards in there now. I wonder where they put all their troops at. I don't know. They're somewhere. Alright. I don't think they're gonna hold because that is quite a lot of troops here. Which is kind of silly that they're putting that much in there. I do not think I have the ability to abandon the city, so no, I don't have the ability to abandon the city. Oh, I can. Nah. As much as I think it's fucking useless, I will keep that there, just in case. It's a useless fucking colony. It doesn't provide any value. It doesn't provide any support. It's just there for resource, for freaking, there's little supply crates. That's all it's really there for. So, all right. So we'll go ahead and drop these two there. These guys here. Yep. And we'll drop them off. Drop them all. All right. So that should be all of them. This invasion force will be round 2. And like I said, it's all or nothing right now. Really, it really is all or nothing right now with Charleston. If I can take Charleston, it will be a foothold that we're going to have to hold with desperate defense. Very desperate defense. And it will cost us quite a bit of time. Because, well, pretty much to the goddamn words, there's a fucking blade behind it. There's a gun behind every blade of grass here. So, it is definitely one of those. We take it, we have to hold it. Take it and hold it. Take it and hold it. All right. So, we made our landing. We have our divisions. And now we have to hold the line in this forest. We have to hold the line in the forest because they're going to be coming. And they're going to hit. And they're going to hit hard. And they're going to hit as hard as they fucking can. Now we're going to lose the Danish Attiles, which I really don't care. I improved it. It holds no value to me whatsoever. I'll get it later. We're still going to have good relations with the Tsar because I do not need him to, well, I don't need them on my damn ass as I'm trying to fight America. No, so we're going to hold. We'll hold. Okay, they did not decide to attack us. Okay, cool. That makes things a little easier. They did not attack this invasion force. So that means we have pretty much a full ride right now. And I need to fish. Going fishing. We're gonna halt all advances right now. I wounded that cavalry for no goddamn reason. because I need all the bombard to hit, essentially. I need all the bombard to hit so that I can have a fully weakened force to trample. So I believe we'll be able to take this. I will end this episode after we take Charleston because I knew for a fact we're going to take Charleston. So yeah, that's going to be how we're going to end this episode, with the victory at the Battle of Charleston, where we will have Charleston underneath the German banner. And the Kaiser Chochi will have his way in Charleston. Alright. All the bombards are going out. The AI cannot move those troops because they're all damaged, so they can't really do anything. And we have pretty much battered Charleston into the dirt. So probably what's left is a bunch of rushed militias. We're destroying all the improvements. Alright, let's get rid of this city defender. And the city is now open for business. And now all we have to do is just march in, take the city. We have the Charleston Harbor, which is pretty much just garbage. It's a quote-unquote garbage wonder, because all it's really there for is to ensure that the AI will not destroy it. And now what we'll do now is we'll take some of our cavalry and try to take Tampa Bay. Take Tampa Bay back. And since we will have a road connection, we'll be able to keep the we'll be able to produce the same shit here as in Tampa Bay, because we will have a road connecting the resources. So Tampa Bay will benefit from this industry tile here. So we'll be able to hold at least a little harder. So we'll go ahead and grab the Maxim machine gun, and we will fortify this city as pretty much as best we can right now. I am not going to make any big strides yet, so we will have to pretty much the important tile is not Tampa Bay, but it is going to definitely be Charleston. Charleston will definitely be the most important fucking city right now for us to hold. And we're going to take this fleet, and we're going to take this fleet down to New Orleans, because that's where we're going now, essentially, is New Orleans. And we'll put these steam transports in Charleston just in case if things start looking pretty rough, we can pull out, but I don't think it will. I do not think so. Yes, my friends, with the victory at Charleston and Tampa Bay yet again for round 2, we have made at least a solid landing, and now all we have to do now is hold it against the American tide that is probably going to come around to try to push us back out. And we will be continuing to move across the south, because I believe the south is the weak spot now, because everything is up here. And until the next episode, my friends, peace out.